Germany leave it late, but they make it through to the last 16 to set up a bit of a belter up against England. We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. Looking back, of course, in the Group F, aka the Group Death, encounter between Hungary and Germany, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to get back up to date with all things Euro 2020 related, Blapper Novas related. Woo! Football, what are we going to know here? On the one, Ruski. That's right, of course, Germany left it late to get themselves through to the knockout stages to set up a bit of a banger up against old enemy. That's right, England, and we'll talk about that in just a second. A big shout out to the VRPs, they are the Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting this one. Big shout out to you guys, the Patrons. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end, then shall we take a look back at the game itself. It was a bit of a banger, wasn't it? Of course, I wasn't wearing. I was at work, but I was nervous. I got no nails left, got no bloody hair left. Less said about that, the better. But anyway, all in all, 2-2 in the end. Goodness gracious me. Hungary gave a massive account for themselves. Not only in this match, but in the tournament as a whole. Hungary gave a really good account. Hungary gave a really good account for themselves in this match, and not just this match, but of course the tournament as a whole. Get themselves 2 points out of a possible 6, just losing the one match. With I think a bad 10 minutes. That's all it was, a bad 10 minutes against Portugal. But here they got a good account themselves, and they're probably going to be, even though the stats don't really paint that picture, I think it's going to be a little bit hard done by, even as a German supporter, to see them go away with just the 1 point. To be in all fairness, Germany were bad, were poor, were distinctly not even average. I think average would be an over compliment for them. So they're going to have to do better if they're going to get out to get past England to get through to the quarterfinals. But they are made it. Of course, Adam Salzai opened up the scoring for Hungary in the 11th minute before Kai Havertz leveled it it's the worst goal, probably one of the worst goals of the competition on the 66th minute. But it was a massive, humongous goal for Germany. Guess what? They thought they'd won the bloody Euros. That's right. But 2 minutes later, Hungary were right back in with on the 68th minute through Andras Schäfer to make it 2-1. And you know what? It looked like Hungary were going through. England were already setting up their tables, and they were hungry for Hungary. But guess what? They didn't get it, because Leon Goretzka stepped up. Lastminute.com, 84th minute leveler to put Germany in, Hungary out, and of course Germany to go through as runners-up. Look at the stats right there. 75% possession for Germany, but even though they had quite a fair amount of shots, they weren't that good. 25% possession for Hungary. They actually had 9 shots, 4 of them on target, 4 of them off target, 1 of them was blocked. Also 18 shots for Germany, 7 were on target, 6 were off target, and 5 were blocked. They had more corners as well, 6-1. They were expert defenders, that's what they was. If they could have held on for another 5 or 10 minutes, they would be going through, and I think they would have been playing England themselves. 721 passes for Germany compared to 236 for Hungary. 656 were completed, which is around about 91% success rate. 168 completed for Hungary, which is of course 71% success rate as well. And of course, the all important stat was the 3 to the 2. That's right. Goodness gracious me. Germany go through. Of course, they go at the shot grid right here, right now. Germany are your light ones, absolutely peppered them. Of course, pretty much all within the D, or within the 16-yard box. As for Hungary, resorted to long shots. A couple of them did. There were stingers, and of course Neuer some problems. And he wasn't on tip-top form. In fact, the Germans looked very, very dull and leggy and starved of energy. Hopefully they can get themselves back up to tip-top shape when they take on England next. As for the heat maps, this is Germany. As you can see, a lot of possession. If we go back, they were shooting towards the right. So a lot of the possession was in that attacking third. This is Neuer's spot right here. Of course, Germany had a lot of possession, but they just couldn't penetrate that last line of defence for Hungary. As for Hungary, again, the keeper was pegged back. The defence was pegged back. And the only sporadic bits going forward when they had the ball in possession. Of course, the Germans was again the touch map, again switching from left to right, trying to open up an avenue for a shot or a bit of attacking endeavour. But unfortunately, there were few and far between that actually caused them problems. Hungary on the flip side, paired back, defensive like a unit, like a team. And again, I feel a little bit guilty that that Germany ran away with a point, which of course knocked them out of the tournament. Take a look at the starting lineups, then shall we? We're going to start with Germany. Neuer between sticks. He wears the captain's armband these days. Rudiger, Ginter, and Hummels make up your back three. I'm going to be very, very critical of a couple of these guys here. Toni Kroos, Gundogan, Kimmich, Guzens, Havertz, Sane, and Gnabry. Gnabry, get him out. Sane, get him out. In fact, Gnabry can stay. Sane, get him out. Absolute dog shit. I don't know where he gets off. I don't know if he's actually up for this or not. Gedongenen was also a little bit laggy as well. Guzens wasn't at his finest as well. Hummels at the back. I think that wholesale changes need to happen, and I think they need to happen now. Sane was absolutely shite. I'm actually interested to see what the older computer has given him for his marks out of 10. As for Hungary, of course, Galacci between the sticks, Salzai, Orban, Bokitka, Naj, Schaefer, Kleinheisner, Nigo, Foiler, Zali and Zalzai again up top. Different Zalzai this time. As for the subs, Germany's coming on there. We did see like Goretzka, Musala coming on, young English guy / German, £41 million rated as well. Thomas Muller did come on, even though he was only like 20% fit. Kevin Volland and Timo Werner. As for the Hungarians, Lavrencic coming on, Schön, Varga, and Nikolovic is Vil. Let's take a look at the match ratings then. 6.7 for, I was just straight on it, 6.7 for Zane. Yeah, Gnabry was a bit poop. I did think that as well. Hummels with an 8.6. Oh, I don't know about that. I thought he was too slow, too leggy. So it's just, there's a lot of problems that need to be addressed and quick time. As for Hungary, Zalzai up top with an 8, Schaefer with a 7.2, Kleinheisner not the greatest as the other one, Zalai with a 7.3, Willie Orban with a 7.1 at the back. This is the timeline of events down the bottom there. And of course, ultimately Germany came on top with the 2-2, and that of course gets them through. Taking a look at the situation over on the Twitter then, shall we? We're going to start with Rocky Gill. Said the Hungarian supporters are massive positive of Euro 2020. Creates such an atmosphere. Germany, Hungary. Moses Isuta said that's what football is all about. Kudos to Hungary after the fighting spirit, because another team could have been battered in this group. And indeed, Renus 8-8 or 0-8. I'm really proud of our guys. They did more than their best, and nobody can take away from us the fact that we scored the first goals against such big teams as France and Germany. Lucas said, so all the top teams in the group of death all end up progressing. Not much of a group of death at the end. Tiff said, congratulations Germany, totally deserved it, but hats off to Hungary. They did, I don't think they deserved it, by the way. They did playing really awesome until Germany almost losing the chance to enter the round of 16. Juran Kramer said, Hungary having draws against France and Germany in the group of death is already a win indeed. Abby Dakievin said, huge respect and love to Hungary. You guys were the rightful team to go to the next round, not Germany or Portugal. Nougal said, nothing but respect for Hungary. Crystal One said, Germany as always with the lucky goal in the end. The team does play decent, but it won't be enough against teams like Italy, Belgium, France. England should be possible, that's for sure. Mogosu said, all the respect to Hungary tonight for their excellent and passionate performance in 3 games. The great team, let me feel the spirit of never give up. Actually, they deserve a win. Beagle Jensen said, Hungary can be effing proud of themselves. Got thrown into a group of death and managed to get 1-1 against the world champions and 2-2 against former world champions, where they led most of the game and scored a beautiful goal just 20 seconds after the German goal. I think, is that a lot? No, Duza said, poor Hungary, it's like for just to be in the group was a curse for them no matter what they try to do. Taking a look at the situation over the group then, that is home and hose now. Group F has been confirmed. France go through, Germany go through, and Portugal do go through as one of the unlucky losers. I'll show you that in a minute. But it's been very, very tight. France go through, just winning one game. Of course, only all the big boys, I guess, won one game. Of course, Germany and Portugal both lost a game. Germany losing to France, Portugal losing to Germany, and France coming out with a couple of draws as well. Unfortunately for Hungary, they go home. Take a look at the bracket now. This has been completed, and of course, we're going to start trickling out the old match previews as well. We've already got a couple on the channel, but out of this group, let's take a look at France. They'll be taking on the Swiss. Of course, Germany will be taking on England, and Portugal will be taking on Belgium as well to progress. It could meet. They could meet again, Belgium and France in their semi-finals, and of course, Portugal or France could end up meeting Germany once again in the final, which of course would be very, very interesting. Well, there you have it, boys and girls. There you bloody have it. Germany squeak on through at the expense of Hungary to go through to set up a cracker against England. What are your thoughts about that? And, of course, the rest of the Euros as we head into the illustrious knockout stages. Of course, no more draws on the table. Of course, if you can't win it after 90 minutes, it goes the extra time, and then it will go to the mathematical nightmare that is the penalties. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that one. Of course, we'll look forward to seeing you when we cover those as well. Of course, the watch-alongs will be back this weekend, starting with the Dutchies, and, of course, who else we got? The Danes as well. So look forward to that. So make sure you give the video some love. Smash your thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. Check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well if you want to support the channel in another way. But until then, I'll see you soon, whenever that is.